Thank you, Chris, for giving me my script for today. I'm so appreciative.
Oh, you play the character of Kristine.
I'll play. Do I get to go
The
now?
sassy character.
Yes, thank you. Sassy.
And now, coming to you from the K2 Studios in San Diego, California, it's the world-famous Chris and Kristine Show.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? How are you doing today? Thank you so much for listening, and I am Chris.
And I'm Kristine, and welcome to this 87th episode of the Chris and Kristine Show.
Fantastic. How are you doing? It is the weekend. It is glorious. It is Saturday. And more importantly than it just being plain old Saturday is that today is the kickoff to vacation, Chris.
Oh my gosh. Just rub it in. Salt in the wounds for everybody out there that's working.
Vacation Chris is in the house.
All you do is report on your vacations. My question is, when do you actually work?
I should make a podcast just called the Vacation Chris Podcast.
Yeah, you know what? That would be full of like happiness and sunshine and all the fun things.
Oh, don't we just all love it so much?
You know what? You're like, I am going to be in such a good mood. I wish that the Vacation Chris mood would stay when it's working Chris time.
What are you talking about, baby?
You know what I'm talking about. The happy Vacation Chris he like goes away 2 days before vacation ends, and then it's like Grumpy Chris. It's like Grumpy Cat. It's like Grumpy Cat.
Oh, wow. Well, you know what? This episode is getting released on Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yes, happy Mother's Day to everyone out there, regardless of whether or not you are a mother. It is for all women because we all mother someone in some way, shape, or form.
What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? To the ladies that are newlyweds out there, congratulations on welcoming in a husband/first child. You're welcome.
Yeah, well, we got to give you guys some work to do.
We
do
gosh.
most of it as it is. So.
Oh, whatever. No, but I always think of, and this is for all of the women that might be listening where Mother's Day is a little bit hard. Maybe you've lost a mother or you had hopes of yourself being a mother and that just wasn't in the cards for you. We really do think of all of you on this day, and thank you, women, for adding so much love into the world.
Fantastic.
And also for the families that have just dads, single dads where maybe mom's not around. This day's for you too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sure is. Well, thank you so much. Hey, before we get on all that fun stuff, I want to say, hey, baby, how was your week this last week we had? Well, how did you enjoy it?
Well, first of all, you said Happy Mother's Day to everybody else. But it's my first puppy Mother's Day.
That's a thing.
I have a new child.
Is that a thing? I have
a new baby.
Let me Google that. That's not a thing. Is it really a thing?
I am a dog mom, and I have a new baby in my family.
I think they do have Happy Dog Mom Day.
I know, but you didn't wish me a Happy Mother's Day. You said Happy Mother's Day to everybody else.
Well, Happy Mother's Day, babe.
Thanks. Have you gone shopping for me yet?
Absolutely
not.
Maybe.
It's not all about the gifts. They are nice as a token of appreciation, but more than anything, it's the love and appreciation. And do I get a day off tomorrow is my question.
Baby, every day is a day off, I'm concerned.
What? I work so hard around this house.
You do.
And you said that Vacation Chris was going to take care of decluttering and cleaning the whole house for me.
Yeah, this vacation, it's going to be more of like, I look around the house and I'm kind of disgusted.
What? Like, that's so rude.
It's like, that area over there needs to be cleaned. Oh, the kid's bedroom needs to be cleaned.
Oh, that's true.
It's a disaster. Oh, the garage. I got to figure out a way to make the garage look like a garage, not like a big lump of junk.
Well, we can actually park a car in there, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, that's about all you really can do in there is put a car in there and everything's to the sides and stuff. So I want to clear that out, work on that, work on every room in this house, work on the backyard, work on I just want to really, it's springtime. I want to take advantage of that and really clean the house.
So my question is, how much of that's actually going to happen though?
Well, I'll let you know come next week, a week from today. We'll find out.
Well, I would like to know for accountability purposes so I can play this back to you. Like, what happens if you choose not to clean anything and you stay a podcast playing all week?
A podcast playing? Well, I'll try to balance it out.
Okay, babe. I'm going to spend 7 hours of podcasting and then I'm going to tear everything out and put it in the middle of the garage and start cussing at it. Accurate?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like the time the mover started moving everything into the garage out of the house, and it was a big clutter. Like, but it was all good.
But they were actually working, and you were just yelling at, aren't they going to do this? Aren't they going to do this? Why aren't they moving the rug? Chris, because they have to move the couch off the rug first. Well, are they going to do this? Are they going to do that? So here is what you have to promise me.
What's that,
Is
baby?
you have to remember that just because you're vacation Chris doesn't mean that I'm vacation Kristine.
Oh, that's right. You're working this week.
I am. Yes.
I'm on solo vacation
You are.
again.
And the kids are the kids are at school. So
Solo vacation, Chris.
what solo vacation Chris? I'm going to be here. But this means like you get to like do Chris stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's that like?
I don't know. You could like take yourself to the casino. You could take
Are they even open right now?
Yeah, they are. You could take yourself on a drive.
Oh, that reminds
Z.
me. Hey, honey, can I borrow $100 to go to the casino?
Whatever. Lose my money. But at the end of the
And if
week,
I will, pay you back.
but at the end of the week, we do get to have a little overnight getaway, just the two of us, in preparation for my graduation.
This week, the truth of the matter is, the reason why I took this week off for vacation was because I'm so excited that Kristine is actually graduating this week. This next weekend, a week from today,
Yep.
will be her graduation, if you're listening to this on Mother's Day, of
Yep.
course. And so I took the entire week off.
Yeah, well, because
celebration.
originally it was going to be a 2 to 3 day kind of series of events where we would have my hooding ceremony with my doctoral hood, and then either the day after or there's a gap in between. Then we had the big ceremony, but with COVID, #COVID, we didn't get to have the in-person hooding, and then they shifted our actual in-person ceremony, which I'm still super grateful that I get to do the in-person ceremony. And it's going to actually occur on Sunday. It was originally going to occur on like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you just took the whole vacation week off. So you could be there for me. Yeah.
So that's why I took the full week off, just for that.
Right. But we get to go kiddo free up to LA.
What's that like?
Up to LA on Saturday.
Way up the road to LA.
To spend the night and be able to go to my graduation ceremony on Sunday, which I'm so thankful I got to secure 2 extra tickets, and one of my friends gave me a ticket so I can have you, Chris, both of my parents, and both of your parents, which is like amazing.
So 5 guests total, right?
Right,
including myself.
Which is more than what many people are getting, just because I had some super generous friends that said, I'll add your dad for a ticket, and then I was able to ask the university for 2 more and get your parents in. And I'm very grateful that I get to have anybody there, first of all. And second of all, that as of Friday, I can officially call myself doctor. And then on Sunday, I officially graduate.
That's fantastic, babe. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much. So you were going to ask me something about my week earlier.
So how was your regular work? Like, how'd this week go leading up to this?
It's been a very interesting week for me. I had a little bit of a snafu. So one of the things that I've been doing is on the side, in addition to my schooling stuff, I've been working on getting my chief business official certification. And
ooh, business officer? That's like CEO stuff, right?
Well, a CBO.
I'm sorry.
It's like the financial officer, mostly for school districts. And I've been working on that. But I had this one last training that I had to get into. And I was trying all last weekend to get signed up for it. And then I emailed on Monday to try and get into it. And then they called me and said, oh, well, we're transitioning to a new registration system. So I'm sorry, we can't accept any more registrations. And I was like, they said, oh, registration closed on the 1st. And they said, no, online it says it closes on the 5th. And today's the 4th. And I tried to register the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Or sorry, the day was the 3rd. And I was like Saturday and Sunday trying to register. And they were like, I'm sorry, we really can't help you. And I'm like, I'm going to end up losing out on the opportunities for potentially pursuing a CBO role if I wanted to. And so I was going back and forth with the organization. And 2 of the ladies in that office really advocated for me, and their supervisor caved and let me in. So this week I get to finish my very last training and apply for my CBO certification, which if you aren't in education, then you probably don't know, but it's kind of a big deal. It's basically being viewed as if you have like an MBA, like a master's in business administration, basically, but of finance. So it's like having a master's in finance, but it's a rigorous academy you typically have to go through. But because of my doctoral work and everything I've been doing professionally to advance myself in my career, I am able to get that certification.
Wow, they just hand it to you?
No.
Just like that. Here you go.
No.
Kristine, you did such a great job. You are amazing. Your career is spectacular. Here you go. Have this too.
No, don't discount it.
Well, you just said that's what they do, right?
No, I said I don't have to go through the academy, but it's because I've been doing all of this other work that it's viewed as comparable training.
Oh, I see. So it's like they're saying you didn't go through their particular class.
But everything that I did
It's just
lines
as
up
good.
with what they would require. And so I will be able to be certified. And, you know, in my doctoral research, one of the biggest barriers that I found for Latinas in accessing the superintendency was that so many of them aren't able to get the financial training to be a CBO, and they're not able to be on that business services side. And so by the fact that I'll hold this certification gives me a much cleaner path to be able to access the superintendency, which is very exciting.
That is fantastic. Now, for those who may not know what a superintendent is, it's like a king of the school district.
Why do you have to associate it with a masculine term?
Oh, I'm sorry. It is Mother's Day. What was I thinking? It is
Not
like,
Mother's Day.
It's like the queen.
Why would you automatically assume that it's a king for a
I
superintendent?
said because it's Mother's Day, I got to switch it to queen.
No, not because it's Mother's Day, but because you're focused on gender equity. A superintendent can be a male or a female.
That's or they can choose to be neither.
That is true. They could
See?
also not identify.
For all those neithers out there, this
no,
will be your day too.
it's choose the or non-binary.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's not a neither.
What if you are binary? What's that mean?
It means that you choose, like, means you're binding yourself to either a male or a female.
If you're not, you're saying you're nothing?
You just say that I choose not to put myself inside of the box of identifying as male or female.
Well, that's fantastic, babe.
Well, thank you very much, Chris. After your little comments, male misogynistic comments.
What are you talking about? I don't hear nothing like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, superintendents are kings of their district. Ladies, can we talk about this? Can we put Chris on the spot right now? This is what happens, is that people tend to associate positions of power with men. This is what I'm up against. Heaven forbid I actually just spent 3 years studying this, Chris, and talked about it every night at the dinner table, and yet you still think that superintendents are men.
I did not.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting. You know, this makes me angrier than anything else in the world.
Waiting for what, babe?
Microaggressions. Inequitable language that I have to endure.
I am sorry.
That sounds so sincere. And everybody in the world is playing their littlest violins for that apology.
Oh, thank you.
I'm waiting.
What are you waiting for, babe?
The genuine apology.
Okay.
Not just to me, to all the women listening right now.
All the ladies and mothers and grandmothers and mothers-to-be in the entire world, you too could be a superintendent.
That sounds so sincere, Chris. Like, it's so... ladies of the world are all cringing right now with that because they're like, that is the biggest male chauvinistic comment that I've ever heard in my entire life. I'm going to call you out on it. And you know, I hold you accountable for this. What you all don't know is that we paused the recording to have a discussion about this because no, Chris, you will edit some of the things that you just said that are not appropriate and are not sensitive.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, baby. You know, you are amazing.
You're right, I am.
Everything you do is amazing. You know, you are the only woman I've ever met in my entire life.
Don't put a caveat as the woman. I am the only individual. I am a woman, but you don't get to say you're the only woman. Go ahead. I'm the only individual.
You're the only individual that I know that can actually get her stuff done and has done phenomenal things in her life and is very well respected.
Yes, but so see how that sounds without having to say you're the only woman. Just say you're the only leader. Why do you have to put conditions of you're the only... You know what? I'm going to get on my soapbox for a minute here.
Okay, don't
because,
fall off it, please.
Don't knock me off of it.
Okay.
Yeah, don't knock me off of it. I have to get on my soapbox here for a minute because there's all these things in the news lately about the first Latina, the first such and such woman, first such and such woman to get whatever role. And I just keep looking at it as like, what a wonderful world it would be if we don't have to qualify things as women getting access to these leadership positions. Like, it's such a huge accomplishment because yes, they're breaking through the glass ceiling and I'm not diminishing the accomplishments, but I think for myself and all of the ladies out there, while we appreciate that we're the first, we don't want to be the last. Like, people are like, Kamala Harris is the first Black vice president of the United States. And she's like, but may I never be the last. Preach. Amen, sister.
Was she the first female vice president in history?
Yes, she is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she shouldn't be the last. I mean, wouldn't it be so great?
Who said she'd be the last?
But I'm just saying, when you say she's the first, it's like, it just makes this like, oh, she's so exceptional and she is amazing. But it's like, wouldn't it be wonderful if we got to a world where we said superintendent or vice president or principal and people didn't automatically assume that it's a man?
I'd never assume it's a man.
If you don't know what the superintendent is, it's like the king of the school district. How do you not assume?
Why
do you know?
A king be? Why is a king always associated with a male?
Because it is.
Why is it being sexist like that?
Because a king is a man and a queen is a woman. Says every history book ever.
Well, I didn't write history. I'm just going by it. That's all I'm saying.
I can't even with you. Ladies, just please deal with him. I don't know. Send him hate mail. Make him get it through his head. Get it through his head.
Oh, please
get it through his head.
Please no.
Christopher of the Chris and Kristine show with a K. Get it through your head that women can do the same things as men.
I never said they couldn't.
But you qualified things. I'm done. I'm moving on. Chris, tell us about your week, because obviously every time we talk about my week, you just, belittle it.
I don't belittle your week.
Yes, you did.
You did a fantastic job. I'm so proud of you. By the way, if you don't know, Kristine is graduating this weekend.
Thank you.
Next weekend.
Did you get me a graduation present?
I sure did.
No, you didn't. Did you get me a Mother's Day present?
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
What is it?
It's dinner tonight.
Who made the reservations?
Who made the reservations?
Chris, where are we going for dinner tonight?
Your favorite place?
No, because they were all booked up. So yes, I did the work.
Your second or third favorite
So
place.
Chris,
yeah,
you've got a big week ahead of you, Buster.
I know. I'm home
tomorrow.
I'm on vacation all week.
Yeah. See, that's even worse. You're on vacation all week, and yet you haven't gone to get any Mother's Day anything.
That's what this week's all about.
No, Mother's Day's tomorrow.
Or today.
No.
Podcast airs.
Well, yes. And my graduation is this week. So great. So just an FYI, cleaning the house isn't a gift for me. That's a gift for you.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you're right.
Yeah, because it makes up for all the time you don't help me.
It does, doesn't it? So this is my gift to you. You're welcome. You're all welcome.
No, this is your gift to getting back to what you should be doing, right?
Yeah, when I have time. That's the thing. Time is always a killer in my life. Time is
the killer.
Time.
Oh, really? Tell me about it.
Time is like the agony, it's like a cancer in my life. It's always
that's so rude
against me and trying to kill me.
Why are you even comparing it to that? My apologies again to all the individuals that are struggling out there with cancer. That my husband is being so offensive today. What is your problem?
I don't know.
I don't know what your problem is either. I think that you are just in a funk. But tell us about your week. Let's switch gears and try and pick it up a notch here.
Okay, so. First off, before I get started on my adventures of last week, I'm going to say that if you have access or your availability to get the COVID-19 shot vaccine, whichever vaccine you do end up getting, I recommend getting it, and you should get it.
And why is that?
Because you should get the vaccine so that they get off our backs about wearing these stupid masks all the time, and we can get this world back to normal.
Okay.
Because I want to be back to normal. We all want to be back to normal. All the businesses that got closed down want to reopen again. Everybody wants to go back to work. Everybody wants to go to sporting events. Everybody wants to go on vacation. Well, I want to go on vacation. You want to go on vacation.
Okay, move it along.
Everybody wants to get back to things the way they are. And the only way that's going to happen is if we all get the shot. And
did you?
So, my story starts.
But did you get the vaccine?
Of course I did, but this is how it went down. So,
ooh, you're sounding very aggressive right now.
No. So, being said that you should get the vaccine, I'm going to tell you my little story.
Yes, tell us.
So, what happened was I scheduled for an appointment. Actually, Kristine.
Thank you. Kristine scheduled you for an appointment.
Yes, at the Costco to get you knew Costco sold pallets of peanut butter and vaccine shots.
They don't sell vaccine shots. You just go in there and get it for free.
Yeah, even better.
It's like samples. It's like samples are back at Costco.
Right, in a vaccine shot. So we scheduled the appointment. So I head over to Costco, run up in there, go to the pharmacy section, which is in the back corner of the warehouse. And I go up in there and say I have an appointment for 1 o'clock for the vaccine shot. So I show them the medical card and the information, your name and all that stuff. So they check me in.
Yeah.
So I'm in there getting checked in, and they ask me, which arm do you want to be shot in?
No.
Or the right. And I'm like, wait, I get a choice? I think you shoot him. I guess the right one. I guess I don't know. Okay,
what? Wouldn't you do it in you're right-handed? Why wouldn't you do it in your left arm? Like, what if your arm like broke down after that?
Well, that's what they said. It could happen. And then they said all we have is the Johnson & Johnson shot, not the Moderna or the Pfizer, just the Johnson & Johnson. And I said, oh, so I didn't have a choice? Okay, I guess I'll take that one. I mean,
well, I guess what's important here is that I didn't even tell you that previously the Johnson & Johnson had been taken off of the market for recall.
Side effects.
And that was the first day that it was back on the market. So when you texted me, J&J, is that right? And I was like, And I was like, doing my research, like, is it safe? And it was like, this is the first day back on the market. And I was like, yeah, boy, get it.
Okay, so here's what happened. So they say, take me back in the back little office there. It's like a small little like table thing with a glass barrier between me and like the nursing desk or whatever.
There was a nursing desk? They didn't just have you like walking up on a conveyor belt and like shooting everybody like Costco does everything in bulk.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't like, next.
Not that day. Maybe that was the other shots they were doing, but this J&J is a little different. So with the J&J shot, I call the J&J one shot. So they take me around the back. I go in there, and the nurse says, which arm do you want? I thought I was going to do the right arm. You can do the left or the right. So they had to take the chair, because they had the chair positioned to have it shot in my left arm. So they had to take the chair, move it around, flip it around to the other side, so that I could be facing the other direction, so you can shoot me in the correct arm, which would be the right arm. And
every time you say that they're going to shoot you in the arm, it makes me like visualize somebody pulling out a gun and like shooting you in the arm.
Well, it almost felt like that, because when she did give me finally this shot, I asked her all these questions about the shots. Like, is it safe? And what's the story about everybody getting like blood clots and all that stuff? Well, like, maybe 6 or 7 people that's happened to. Oh, I said, how many doses though? Out of like 7 million.
Yeah.
So the odds are extremely low, but it does happen. It can happen. So I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Just shoot me up. Just do it. I had COVID before. It wasn't that bad. I didn't really feel much. So, what's this going to be?
You didn't feel much? Oh, my word, Mr. Man Cold. When you had COVID, you were literally in bed telling me you were dying the day after I was discharged from the hospital. And here I was sicker than a dog, and I had to wait on you hand and foot and bring every meal up to you in bed. But okay, well, COVID wasn't that bad. All right.
Thanks, honey.
Go ahead.
Thanks, honey.
Mm-hmm.
And today is your day. Happy Mother's Day, by the way.
Yep.
So they give me the shot, and this needle, it hurts so bad. Oh, my goodness. They shot in my arm. And I did the squinching my eyes, and I was like gritting my teeth and like, yeah, I'll take it. Oh. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I was like, where's my little sucker at? Or do I get a candy or something for doing this shot?
What? Are we two? So and you came home like crying because you didn't get your sticker that I got shot up or whatever sticker. I got the vaccine.
So they didn't give me a sticker or anything, but then they had me wait around on the other side of their pharmacy, which is like in the aisle next to like their goods and stuff. So they have a little bench set up over there.
Did they have like people walking by with different products so you could just like fill up your Costco cart while you sat there and waited? Like shop while you wait?
No, they had me sit there. Then they had a doctor come out and actually stand with me and hang out with me for like 15, 20 minutes. And he wanted to make sure that I didn't have any freak out side effects.
He was like standing there with a white jacket ready to like zip you up and put you in the padded room. That's what you sound like. The doctor came out to watch me. What were you going to do? Like turn into the Hulk?
I thought I was going to. Maybe you are a supervillain. Maybe perhaps,
Well, you are a supervillain. So maybe this just helped to normalize you.
Okay. So they got the shot and I'm just hanging out and I'm asking all these questions. Of course, I'm asking them like, well,
what? No, you asking questions? What?
I said, what does it do to you? Like, how does the vaccine work? And why is this one only one shot? Instead, the other ones have 2 shots. Is it because this one's got double the dosage in this one shot versus the 2 in the other ones? Oh, no, it's actually a different method, the way the vaccine actually goes into the body. It's distributed differently than the other shots are done.
So how is it distributed? Does it mutate your DNA? Because you came home and you were like, oh, I can totally feel it changing my DNA right now.
I know. I felt weird. I was like, wait, I can feel like I can see things miles away.
Oh my God.
Oh, look.
He was like, you came in, you're like, I was like, how are you feeling? You're like, what's that? What's that? I hear a child screaming in a burning fire building, like 5 miles away. I'm like, like,
I have super hearing now.
What the heck?
Because
I totally thought like something was wrong because you went blank, like your eyes were blank and you were like zoning out. You're like, hold on a second. And then you were just like silent and I was looking at you and you literally looked like you were about to have a seizure. And I was like, what in the world is happening right now?
Okay, well, that was all fun and dandy, and I'm sorry for playing a little prank on you like that. But, so, I got the home, and I got the shot. I got the JJ1 shots. So, everything's fine and dandy. We got to dinner, have some drinks and cocktails and all that good stuff. Well, I had one beer, but whatever. And then we had some ice cream, watched the movie, and it was fantastic. So then, I go to bed, and I have to work the next day, right? So, I'm in bed, go to bed, wake up the next morning. And I wake up early because my head is completely throbbing. And it is like the worst headache I've ever, like the worst headache I've ever had in my entire life. Aches, pains, fever-like conditions. I felt like I was going to die. I could barely eat anything, barely move, barely do anything. It was so bad. I actually had to call out sick to work that day because it was so bad. And I think it was one of the side effects I heard from
Why is that?
Well, they say this has some side effects. It could be headache and fever-like conditions, chills, and all that fun stuff that I got, but it felt like misery. I was so, oh my gosh, I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to call 911, take me to the hospital.
Oh my gosh. I don't even remember where I was. I ran a quick errand and I was grabbing something. Maybe it was from the pharmacy or something. And I get this call from you that's like, I think I need to call 911 right now. I need an ambulance. I'm like, what's wrong with you? I think I'm dying. I think my fever is going to like make my head explode. I'm like, Chris, you have side effects from the vaccine.
You know, the side effects were kind of like, I knew they could possibly happen. And I've heard people who've had the side effects. It was kind of like a little something for like a little, even the doctor even told me, he said he had side effects for only lasted a couple hours. Mine felt like it, because the weird thing is that it didn't kick in until the next day. And when it did kick in, it lasted half of a day. So that was kind of weird. So I thought it was completely something totally different. I thought my body was like saying, screw this. And this is the reason why I usually never, ever get the flu shot, because I don't want to get sick. And when I take shots and flu shots and things like that, I get super sick. And I thought, man, you know what? This is what happened. But
this is completely different from the flu shot. The flu shot is like the dead virus entering your body. This is mRNA. It's completely different processes.
It is?
Yeah, it's completely different processes. It's not the dead virus. They don't inject you with dead COVID to try and build immunity. They actually try these vaccines. When they inject them, they create an immune response because it's teaching your cells how to recognize and fight the virus and like helping them to reprogram them. It's called messenger RNA. And so it goes into your system and it attaches to your different cells to help teach it, like, when this comes next time, this is how you fight it. And so that you don't have as bad of side effects. And it's really incredible. My brother-in-law has been working on some similar work related to different types of cancers using mRNA cells or mRNA. And it's really crazy cool stuff that they've been doing. But your side effects lasted half a day. And why is that? Because your wife did what?
I don't know. You tell me.
I gave you the magic headache pill to make your headache go away.
Oh, yeah. It would have lasted even longer if Kristine gave me some of her
prescription medication for my headaches. I was like, you should take this first thing in the morning. No. What happens when you listen?
When I listen to myself or listen to you?
When you listen to yourself, you just look like you're crazy because you talk to yourself. What happens when you actually listen to your wife?
Well, good things do happen. My headache did go away. Thank you so much, babe. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to take any pills or medication. The thing was, I thought they said on the paperwork, don't take anything while you have these.
No, what happened was I said, don't take ibuprofen right now. Try and take Tylenol. And then I came home from dropping the kids off at school, and you were like, you told me I couldn't take any medicine. I'm toughing it out here. I'm miserable. I'm gonna die. And then I brought you food, and you were like, I can't even eat. I can't eat right now. I really can't eat.
Man. Thanks, Mom.
As I said to all those ladies that are newlyweds, well, congratulations on getting a husband and your first child.
There you go. And happy Mother's Day to you, baby doll.
Thanks.
Hey, speaking of today is Mother's Day, and this is all Mother's Day. Mother's Day should be more than just a day. I think Mother's Day should be a full week.
I think it should be an entire year, meaning that you take over all of the things I do.
If it was a year, what year would it be?
No, I mean every year. All day long. Every day should be Mother's Day.
You have to celebrate it somehow.
How about we celebrate it by being good to mothers every day?
That sounds wonderful. And
how about we celebrate it by giving women equality?
You guys can vote now. I mean, come on. Right? You can. No, can't you?
That is nowhere near equality. Just because we get a vote doesn't mean we have a voice.
Oh, well, just because I vote doesn't mean I have a voice either. So, join the club.
Sometimes I would like to mute your voice.
Oh, my goodness. Well, unfortunately, I run the control panel over here in the studio. You get the stage, I get the booth.
Well, see, because today is Mother's Day, you're letting me get away with a whole lot more than I normally do with my sassafras.
Oh, sassafras. I love sass.
Mm-hmm. It's because you are so rude to me that it all comes out on the podcast today. So you're welcome, everybody. You'll get the touchy-feely later on in the show. But now you just get the feisty McFeisterson.
Feisty. Hey, speaking of that, it is Mother's Day. We have some very fun facts about Mother's Day and where the origins of Mother's Day came from. And you'd believe it did not come from Kristine.
You're right, because I was not the first mother.
You were not the first mother.
And we are going to be back with those fun facts and a VIP guest right after this.
Hey there, K2 crew. We love having you as our loyal listeners.
To keep up to date with what's happening behind the scenes, check us out on social media.
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram and Twitter.
And don't forget to follow our Facebook page.
Yeah, tag us in your favorite fun stories, and guess what? You might just end up on the show.
Ooh.
Today's episode is brought to you by Baruch. Now, Baruch is an electric toothbrush that will change the way you think about brushing your teeth. With powerful sonic technology and ultra-gentle bristles, the Baruch redefines what it means to have super clean teeth. It's like that feeling when you first leave the dentist. A fresh, whole mouth clean every single day. Our listeners get 15% off total purchase with code POD15. Follow the link in the show notes and enter the code POD15 to get your exclusive discount and upgrade your oral care routine. And welcome back, everybody, and happy Mother's Day to everybody out there and all the ladies out there in podcast land. Thank you for listening.
Yes, happy Mother's Day. And today we have a special guest in the studio, right, Chris?
We absolutely do. We have a celebrity guest in the studio. The one, the only, Ezekiel. How you doing today, buddy?
Good.
He is the one who made me a mother. He is a celebrity. Without him, we would not be celebrating this day for me because
Correct. That is
he
true.
is my baby.
That is so true. Yeah, because if it wasn't for Ezekiel, Kristine wouldn't be a mother, which means she wouldn't be able to celebrate today.
Well, but I am also a stepmother and a dog mom. So I'm celebrating new mothering this year too.
That is fantastic. Hey, Mother's Day, it's probably been around for a while now, I would think, right?
Yeah, actually, you printed out a story for me to read to everybody today. So, yay. Thank you, Chris, for giving me my script for today. I'm so appreciative.
Oh, you play the character of Kristine.
I'll play. Do I get to go
The
now?
sassy character.
Yes, thank you. Sassy. Feisty.
Runs her mouth too much.
Yes, I'm running my mouth today because I am feisty.
This is how I live my life. This is how I have to live with.
Yep, you're right. You are so lucky. So, the modern holiday of Mother's Day was first celebrated in the year of 1907.
Wow, it's like a long time ago.
Yes, when Anna Jarvis held a memorial for her mother at St. Andrew's Methodist Church in Grafton, West Virginia. And now that St. Andrew's Methodist Church now holds the International Mother's Day Shrine. So what's interesting is that she started her campaign a couple of years prior to make Mother's Day a recognized holiday in 1905, which was the year that her mother passed away. And so it was 2 years later that she was able to actually first celebrate it. But it wasn't just celebrating mothers, but it was celebrating the role of mothers in creating peace in the world.
That's fantastic. It said shrine. What kind of shrine do you think it possibly could be?
I don't know. Maybe it's like a memorial for mothers or like a in recognition of mothers. Maybe it's like one of those statues where the mom's wiping the snot off of a kid's nose or something. I don't know.
That's probably what it'd be. Or actually today, I think it'd be like swiping the kid's phone out of their hands. Knocking out of their hands. Give me that back.
But there was a campaign to make it recognized, and it took 40 years before it became an official holiday. And it looks like it said that there was a Mother's Day proclamation in 1870, which called upon mothers from all backgrounds to come together to promote the amicable settlement of international questions, the great and general interests of peace. So the origins of Mother's Day, while it was Anna Jarvis recognizing her mom, her efforts were to, and the efforts of many women were to get this day recognized, like I said, as the mother's contribution to creating a more peaceful society. Because if you think of mothers, other than the ones that nag you, really what we're trying to do is create a better world for our children, right?
Right, because without moms, children would be just crazy. It'd be like Lord of the Flies.
Well, there would be no children if it wasn't for mothers.
Oh, yeah, huh? Wow.
Unless it was like...
It's like chicken and the egg thing, you know?
So we're going to talk a little bit about Mother's Day and mothers and Mother's Day memories and motherly figures. And so we brought Zeke into the studio to help us celebrate Mother's Day.
Hey, Zeke, who's your favorite mom?
My mom and Lucy.
Oh,
Wait,
but Lucy was a dog.
Wait,
she
Lucy
didn't have
on,
any babies.
On television, the I Love Lucy girl, that's one you're talking about?
No, my dog.
Lucy, his dog that just passed away.
Oh, I'm so sorry about your dog passing away. How is your dog your mom? I'm confused by that.
It's been there my whole life.
Oh, so like you're saying, it's like a calming kind of influence in your life, which which is what a mom kind of is. And so, what makes me your favorite mom? I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
You're the only one.
Oh,
And I don't have any others.
Well,
you know what?
yay!
And I don't get beat.
Oh.
What does that got to do with anything? I get beat.
Oh my gosh, he's being a
everybody,
teenager.
everybody has a mom that beats them.
No,
They do?
You're talking
Yeah.
crazy.
With like a wooden spoon or what?
Oh, well, that happens.
Spoon, belt.
You're such a crazy kid.
I'm not crazy. I'm being truthful. Everybody that's listening, this is truthful.
So we were asking you, Ezekiel, do you have any favorite memories with me?
I don't think I have any memories.
Oh,
Not even like any special trips you might have went on with your mom?
We went to Europe.
Europe?
I just hit the boxing gym, so I'm really tired out.
oh yeah, you did get to do that. That was pretty special today. We found a boxing gym. Well, not we. I found a boxing gym for you. And we dropped you off earlier so that you could go and do one of the things that you love, which is like train like a UFC fighter, right?
Yeah.
How was that today, buddy?
It was really good. I want to sign up for that exact gym's exact class because they have a boxing ring, and they could host fights over there. In which I'm gonna take one of my high school bullies. I'm gonna knock him out.
Well, wait.
I'm gonna knock you out.
You jumped over
Mama
something
said knock
there.
you out.
You jumped. Was there something happening at school?
There's this kid at high school that used to bully me, and then after I start watching UFC, I learned how to defend myself. One day he touched me, and I threw him on the ground.
Oh, wow.
You really threw him on the ground?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Over a year has passed, and you're so tall and strong that I don't think anybody's going to mess with you anymore.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, so Zeke, you are my only baby that I've ever had in my entire life, and now I get to have 2 bonus kiddos. But talk to me a little bit about our relationship. Do you love having me as your mom?
Yeah.
Can you tell us more? Why?
Yeah, why is that, buddy?
Cool, but sometimes there's downs because you run your mouth too much.
Oh,
What? That's very
I don't know
rude.
what that means.
Phone call. Private information.
Private information. All right, you can call
Yeah,
Zeke if you want more info. But what about the good things?
Good things. Cool. Fun.
What did we do last night that was really fun?
Went out to eat. I got sugar high.
Yeah, where did we go for dessert?
Sugar Factory.
What's Sugar Factory for everybody that's just
I just
listening
imagine
in?
it's like a big sugar bag that they just all of a sudden like dump in front of your plate. And say, "Hey,
Basically.
enjoy this with a spoon."
What did we do, Zeke?
We pretended like it was my birthday.
You pretended it was your birthday?
We did.
When you pretend it's your birthday, how old do you pretend you are?
21.
No, 16.
Okay, so you said it was your 16th birthday all over again?
Well, because we wanted to go to Sugar Factory for his 16th birthday, but it was closed because of COVID and they weren't really accepting reservations. And so this was our makeup for his birthday. And one of the things before you and I got together, Chris, and really before you and I even started dating, my time with Ezekiel, we would have adventures every weekend when we were together. Right, Zeke?
Yeah.
We did lots of fun stuff. Like, we would go to the beach. We would go to pretty much wherever you wanted to go. I would take you and we would have fun adventures. You'd go to, trampoline parks and we'd go to SeaWorld. We'd go to Disneyland sometimes and we'd go on dates. That was one of my favorite things over the last 5.5 years of living in San Diego is all of the cool dates that you and I went on together.
Mother of the year.
Aw, thanks.
That's mother of the world, right? That's mother of the century right there.
So we got to have one of our traditional mom-son dates last night. We went to Black Angus for dinner, and then I took you to the Gas Lamp District for dessert and special soda drinks at Sugar Factory.
And my mom doesn't even let me have soda, but my dad's like, I don't care how much soda you have fun. And that's one of the downs. She doesn't let me have as much as soda I want.
Yep, so I have rules.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's why the Coke thing at the bottom of the garage, it's open because I drank 5.
No.
I'm being serious.
No. All right. Well, you are a teenager now and you're 16. And I just wanted to say, I remember my very first Mother's Day when you were a baby and you were so little. You were like 4, maybe 5 months old. And I remember that I got a special ring for my first Mother's Day when I had you, and it has your birthstone on it. And
who gave you that ring?
Ezekiel's father, but it was from Zeke. So yes, Zeke, you're right. Your dad did give me that ring, and it was your birthstone, which is a garnet. And I've kept that. It's sitting right over there in my jewelry box. But I remember just being so grateful. And I've told you this before, and maybe our listeners do or don't know this, but when I was a teenager, a little bit younger than you, Ezekiel, the doctors told me I would never be able to have any babies because I had been really sick. And so when I found out that I was expecting you, first of all, I was shocked. Like, no, I was never supposed to be able to have kids. And then I was so excited. And when you were born, you're just the most perfect, most beautiful little baby. And I still keep your picture of you as a newborn right here on my side table. And I just want you to know how proud I am of you and what a great kid you are and how much I love you. And I feel like I'm the luckiest mom in the world to have you as my kid. That's 16 for you.
Well, that is very awesome. That's a very sweet story because it's like a miracle baby. Like Zeke
is my miracle baby.
He's the miracle baby. I think all babies really are miracles if you think about it.
But I'm diagnosed with something.
What
Talk louder so we can hear
I'm diagnosed with something.
With what?
Did you tell him the post? You should tell him the poster I sent you.
You've diagnosed something?
Oh, yeah. I have autism.
Yes. Ezekiel is on the autism spectrum.
But I am too, right?
No, you're not, Chris.
I thought I was too.
No, you have ADHD.
See, same thing.
It's different.
No,
but
whatever.
It's different. But Ezekiel, what does that mean to you? Like, how does your autism spectrum disorder impact you?
Short-term memory a tiny bit.
Can you talk a little bit?
Short-term memory a tiny bit, but skip that.
Okay. What else?
Did you see the poster that I sent you?
About the
UFC fight that he's saying that he's going to do a UFC fight with you. But it was actually a really cool poster, Zeke, that you created. What did you have to do to create that? I know you put a lot of effort into it.
I want to poster my wall.
Uh-huh.
It's a site where you can create your own poster.
Really? Can you do like maybe podcast logos and stuff too on there?
Yeah, probably.
And you did like an arena in the background, right? Like a ring or octagon?
Yeah.
And then what did you do to get a picture of Chris?
I went to the Chris and Kristine website, screenshot it, cut down all the words, and just put Chris having his soda.
Yeah, with his name on it.
Okay, fantastic.
And then you put it like Zeke versus Chris in a UFC fight, which we know it's not going to happen. But
which one will when I'm 18? And you're just laughing, saying that I might get knocked out.
No, I'm not saying anybody's going to get knocked out. I'm just laughing because I know how much you love UFC. So you said that you wanted me to take you to Vegas. Can you tell everybody where you've been wanting me to take you?
UFC Apex Center.
What is that? Is it like a...
That's where Dana White works, lives his life, drinks, and actually gambles his $1 million. And you know what, Chris?
What's that?
Do you ever play blackjack?
Sometimes.
Yeah. He's the king of blackjack. He's on a streak of a 30-day win streak. Got kicked out of 30 casinos.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I always wanted to go ask, what's the minimum bet for Gannon White?
Oh, yeah, that's cool. But at the Apex Center, is that where they have like big fights, or is it a casino?
It's where they have big fights, fight nights, all of that.
Oh, we'll have to look that up. And so is it just like a big building? Because I know you've been saying you want to go.
There's gyms over there.
Oh.
There's like 25 octagons.
Whoa, that's cool.
So, hey, Zeke, do you want to be more like a MMA fighter or a boxer?
Both combined.
If you could have one or the other, which one would you lean towards?
MMA.
MMA? So the MMA, you got to do a little bit of everything. You got to wrestle, you got to kick, you got to punch, you got to box.
I learned that most of the day today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
At your training session today, what did you learn?
Punches, kicks, Muay Thai.
Muay Thai?
You
Cool.
know, that sounds like a drink in Hawaii.
Like a Mai Tai?
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
But you know what, Zeke? You have a great build to be a fighter like that. And like you're very quick. You run so fast and you're very strong. And when you get into fighting kind of stuff, you're really focused. But I think like being able to be quick on your feet and that type of stuff will be really good for you. And so I'm really excited that we found this gym nearby. It was called Switch Fitness, right?
Swish.
I thought
Switch
Swift.
Switch
Keep
Fitness.
screwing the name up. I don't
It's Switch Fitness here in El Cajon. And man, the staff there was really sweet. And I was just really appreciative that they let you come to the open gym and try it out. And, you know, since you're going to be here for a month during summertime, we'll just have to figure out how we can get you some day passes to go over there and work out on your own. That'd be awesome, huh? Yeah, some classes and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great.
Fantastic.
Well, Zeke, is there anything else that you want to say about Mother's Day? Anybody else other than me you want to wish a happy Mother's Day to?
My Aunt Jenny.
Why don't you talk closer?
So
My Aunt Jenny.
Oh, and where does she live?
South Africa.
South Africa. And then how about wishing all of your grandmas a happy Mother's Day?
Happy Mother's Day, all my grandmas.
And you have 3 of them. You're so lucky. Actually 4, because we have great grandma Liz.
Yeah.
We have Grandma Sandy, Grandma Arlene, and Grandma Barbara.
Yeah.
You are a lucky kid.
Wow, look at that.
All the mothers and grandmothers in your life.
And at the end of May, as
What?
you guys hear,
What?
I'm putting up the boxing gloves.
Okay.
So as Chris.
What now?
You're putting them up? Like
Mother's
you're hanging
Day-
them up?
Mother's-
Me at Fit. If you guys want to go, me at Switch Fitness. It's gonna be me versus Chris.
What does that have to do
Okay.
with Mother's Day? I'm confused.
He's just telling everybody. He's just putting them on notice that
Okay, but back to Mother's Day. Let's steer this bus around. Back to Mother's Day. So, what I was going to say was Mother's Day, you mentioned a bunch of grandparents in that mix. Don't they have their own day for that? It's not.
well,
Yeah,
yes.
Grandma and Grandpa's Day.
There's Grandparents
And
Day.
they're on vacation.
Where are they on vacation?
We call it grandparents, grandkids go wild.
Oh, yeah. Ezekiel's grandparents from his other side of the family take him away on a little trip with his cousins every summer for a couple of days to the coast. And they do like the Santa Cruz Beach boardwalk
Ooh,
and
is that
stuff.
that one girl? They met that girl on that trip, right?
I don't remember. Oh, no, that was with my parents. That was at Bass Lake where we're going this summer for vacation.
Oh, that's right.
Which was I'm gonna probably have to negotiate because I kind of don't want to go to Bass Lake, even though I may have some great memories. But also, I want to go to Las Vegas.
Okay. We just did Las Vegas last year.
We'll talk about this all.
We
As you can
all
tell,
love Las Vegas.
we did. And as you can tell, it is so much fun parenting a 16-year-old. And thank you, Ezekiel, for coming on the show and talking about Mother's Day. We're really grateful to have you on here. And Chris and I are going to go ahead and wrap this up real soon.
Okay, I'll be outside the door training.
So as you can tell, it's a lot of fun parenting a 16-year-old who definitely is a little bit scattered. And, you know, it's crazy that he likes to call you out on fighting. And we all know that he's not going to fight you.
We do? Well,
Yeah.
I don't know that.
I don't know. It's just this thing that he does to try and like connect with you. And I think he's just trying to still figure out like what his relationship is with you as his stepdad. And, you know, sometimes it's messy. And, you know, part of me worries one day about when his dad moves on and potentially gets married again, what life's going to be like with Zeke having a stepmom. Like, I don't know how I'm going to handle that. And, I wonder.
Well, wasn't Zeke's dad dating somebody before? How'd that relationship work out for him?
Well, they're not together, but I
Why
don't
didn't have like Zeke and the girl?
He didn't like her. He didn't like her at all.
Really?
Yeah. And that's what ended up getting between his dad and this young woman who was apparently very nice to Zeke. And I met her and she was nice enough. But I worry for myself because he is an only child on that side, and he is the only child I've birthed out of my body. And like, I'm going to really have to maybe go through some therapy once that happens to like, how am I going to negotiate him caring for and having a relationship with another woman as a mother figure without getting jealous or angry? And,
why would you get jealous?
well, because he stays with his dad during the week, and so that female figure would have more access to Ezekiel. And
not necessarily. We don't know their schedule. We don't know. It could be a thing where Zeke's dad and this girl, well, whoever this girl could be, would only hang out mostly when Zeke's not around, and when Zeke is there, she's kind of doing her own thing.
I said when his father moves on, and if he was to get to be remarried.
I misunderstood the married part. Okay.
And that's one of the things that I have to think about as a mother. And I know maybe it's different for guys, but blending families and learning how to be a stepmom this year has been a lot of learning for me on, not just how to parent my 16-year-old, but how to be an appropriate co-parent for your two boys, because there's a thin line. Like, I don't want to disrespect their mother because she is their mother. She birthed them. And I try to always put myself in her shoes. Like, how would I feel if there was this other woman coming in? And, one of the things that I'm always super big on, I was chatting about this with one of my best friends this morning who also has a blended family, is the importance as a stepmom of honoring your bonus kid's mother. And so like, I help shop for their Mother's Day gift for their mom and try to make sure that like at Christmas time that we're appropriately honoring and respecting her role in their life, because like without those women, we wouldn't have our kids. Like I wouldn't have Jacob and Mason, who are such an important part of my life. And it's just a very interesting thing being a mother and having to navigate building those bonds in a way that builds healthy relationships so the kids aren't negatively impacted. And, it's definitely been a very complex mothering year for me.
I bet it had for you and for everybody involved. And
COVID.
COVID. My goodness, this whole COVID thing put a big wrench on everything. But
celebrating Mother's Day after 14, 15 months of pandemic response, it's a whole different level of mothering and a whole huge demand that's different on moms. We've had millions of moms leaving the job market, and so this has been a really challenging year for women.
Working with the kids and the Zoom stuff at schooling and packing all that stuff, packing food and lunches for what the kids are doing, and keeping care of schedules and keeping track of things to do and what's going on.
But with all of the
house.
COVID stuff and the balancing working remotely or having to work and choose between working or homeschooling kids, it's just, there's a lot of women out there that might just be feeling exhausted. And so we hear you, and we just want to recognize that this has been an exceptional year, and you all have risen to the top and risen above so many really challenging circumstances. And so Time Magazine does like their Person of the Year, and last year they did the nurse. I think that this year the Person of the Year for Time Magazine should be the mother.
Absolutely. Happy Mother's Day to that Mother of the Year, which would be all mothers.
All mothers.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Well, this has been fantastic, babe.
Thank you. And thanks for dedicating this to Mother's Day. And so, as we close out, I would like to thank my mom for making me the woman that I am, and my sisters who the two oldest sisters are moms of my amazing nieces and nephews. And I would like to also thank my amazing mother-in-law, who I have gained this year, who is a great support system for me down here. And, that's when I moved down here by myself without family nearby 5.5 years ago. I just missed having family around. And your parents are so amazing and so kind and sweet and have just loved me and welcomed me in. And I'm just very grateful to have them as my I'm not going to call them in-laws, my in-loves, my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law, because mother-in-law sounds like it's a legal thing, but my mother-in-law and father-in-law, it's like...
it does. If you think about it, when you say like in-laws, like it's like a bad thing. Almost.
Right. It's like, it's only because it's like we signed a marriage certificate. No, there's so... Right.
Or whatever.
And there's so much more than that. And I'm so grateful that you welcomed me into the family.
Of course we did. We're loving people like that.
But I meant like you helped me become a stepmom this year and allowed me to become a dog mom this year.
Yes. And don't forget turtle mom.
Yes, the turtle mom too. Yes, all the things. And, endured loss of my first turtle baby this year and had a new turtle baby. And it's been a year.
Oh, it really has been quite a it's been a year of a bunch of craziness. A lot of things happened, ups and downs.
Well, how have you seen me as a mother grow this year?
You are a fantastic mom, bonus mom, wife, and champion for women's rights. You are.
Thank you.
You are like, what's that chick's name? That Ruth
Bader Ginsburg.
You are better than she ever was.
No, don't say that. That's blasphemy. I could never approach her level. Never. She's phenomenal.
Someday.
May she rest in peace.
I know. She I mean, if she's still alive today, she may be trying to challenge herself to be as good as you.
No, that's blasphemy. RBG, RIP. But I hope that, every day what I try to do is to add value to our family and to bring love and try and just help us to be healthy all together, just kind of stay together and try to be the glue. And sometimes it's really exhausting, like today, when you're dealing with your oldest child, a.k.a. Chris.
Wait, what? I thought you were talking about Zeke over there.
You.
Oh, man.
You've been a piece of work today.
I've been a piece of fun today. It's vacation Chris, babe.
Vacation Chris, vicious Chris, same breath.
It's the V Chris.
Yeah. So I just hope that you see that I just try to bring good to our life, goodness to our life.
Oh, you do, babe. Thanks you so much. And happy Mother's Day to you out there listening. And if you want to find out more about the Chris and Kristine Show, you always can go to our website, which is www.chrisandchristineshow.com.
And that's Chris and Kristine with K's.
And we will be back here next week. We promise you that. One thing we can promise you is that the day will come up, the morning will shine, and Chris and Kristine Show will have a new episode every Sunday.
Oh my gosh. And you're making promises that you might not be able to keep. Next weekend is my graduation.
Oh, no. Well, scratch that.
You might have an early episode next week so that we can have the weekend off to really focus on celebrating my graduation.
What was I thinking?
I know, right?
I don't know.
Well, we will have something for you fantastic to listen to next week. Remember this week that life is too short to wake up in the morning with regret.
So love the people who treat you right, forget about the ones who don't, and believe that everything happens for a reason.
If you get a chance, take it. If it changes your life, let it. Nobody said that it would be easy.
They just promised it would be worth it. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kristine. And until next week,
keep moving forward.